Hey folks, so we're back here again. We got the case out here finally, so we're going to try to finalize the assembly of this case. And I'm hoping that there will be enough time to set up the system. But right now we're going to finish off where we left off earlier in the other videos, and we're going to finalize the build on this case. We were waiting for certain parts to arrive in order to finalize the build. Now, the initial setup that I ordered onto this case is for 140 millimeter fans. 3 of them to be in the front, okay? There's going to be 2 sets of these, okay? And the way they actually machine this is perfect because you can actually mount your 3 fans in here, okay? And then over here you can mount your radiator if you want to put a 3-fan radiator here. But we're not going to do that in this video. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting in the monsters, 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. Yes, we finally got the order of the other 2 monster radiators. So it's here, and we're going to be hopefully mounting them today if there is time. I still have to flush them out, clean them out, so that's going to take some time. But in the meantime, we can actually go ahead and start finalizing the build. On the last build, we covered the installation of the panels, the inner panel, the bottom, the top, the front side of the panel. I'll give you a shot, and as you can see, this case is extremely light. I mean, it's very, very light. However, the logo's down here, which you can barely see with all the stuff that I have here, but that's okay. But we're going to be mounting the switch. We're going to be mounting the 3-fan ventilation systems in the front. I have it configured to use 2 bays. So I'm going to have to be putting in another fan controller. I need a second fan controller, which I covered before as the reasons why. So we're going to actually get this thing going. So right now, I'm just going to look at the switch. This is the switching panel for the side. This is the actual switch. So the way how Case Labs, they custom made these wraps, and they came out really, really good. I really am pleased with the quality of what they did. It's freaking awesome. Got the power and the LEDs. So this one over here is the LEDs only. So we have for the reset hard drive configuration. Then this one's for the power and the LEDs. Okay, so which is awesome. So pretty much looking at this, this is supposed to go inside here, but as you can see, these need to be screwed in. They, in the manual, however, like I said last time, was poorly written because it's not for this case. This is a THW10 case, and the one that they gave me was a TH10A. And when I sent them an email, they actually said to me, well, we didn't make a manual for the THW10 because they said it's very similar to the TH10A, which similar my ass, because there are certain things in here that literally similar my ass, boy, because even the tops, they don't look right, okay? So you have to have some sort of knowledge or experience in building PCs to figure out the rest. Like for instance, we're up to the part for the switch assembly. It's showing you the switch, which is pretty much what I actually have here in my hands, okay? And this is the switch, okay, and the USBs, which we do have. But as you can see here in the picture, this has nothing to do with this case. So how would you go by assembly? And just to show you I'm not making this up, I'll go even for another. This is 2 pages before, so it's showing you just the motherboard and the backside panel. And then over here, it's showing me how you slide the actual panel, which we did in the previous video. And then after that, we have to do the switch. So it just shows you a picture of the switch, and that's about it. So,
Mom's in town?
Mothers, you gotta love them, right? Yeah, my mother's in town. So this is gonna delay a little bit more. Okay, so anyway, getting back to the switch. So on the switch, you can't even like mount it over here, right? From what you can see, because I'm looking at this, and these need to be screwed inside here. So, and then if I were to put this on the back side, what you would think will look like that. Which I doubt very much you're gonna have, you want an opening on there, right? So, as I looked in the manual, I turned the next page, you would think it would tell me, more or less give me an idea how to mount it. But apparently, when I turn the page, it goes into door hinges. So it shows door hinges now from this page. So they left you in the dark to try to figure it out. So as I was looking at this, well, shit, let's see. I mean, I can mount the wires through the hole. Okay. I can mount it like this. And yeah, it's supposed to go in there, but as you can see, I gotta screw this in somewhere. So, and putting it in here, like that, it's not ideal. It's not really ideal. So, guess what? I'm looking at this, and this was a whole piece that we put in there. So I thought, do we have to, you know, tear this apart? Yes and no. Because as I'm looking at it, because this is 2 layers, I saw in between that there is clips. So what I did was, I started yanking. Damn, that's tough. I started yanking. Oh, voila, look at that. And this was already screwed in. So, see? I start yanking this sucker. Voila. Wow. You don't think this was wise to put it in the manual? Let me think about that. What do you guys think? You would think this should be in the manual, right? Because somebody will go freaking out of their minds to try to figure out how they're going to mount this switch. It's not in the manual. And it comes already, this piece attached to this. If you saw in the previous video, we mounted this all together, and this was already part of it. So we had no idea, no clue whatsoever. What are you doing over there, K-Slabs? What are you doing over there? Forget about it. So anyway, this now, you can put it through the holes. Voila. And there's the 2 holes. So it's flush and it matches. Wow. Right?
Excellent.
So that's on there. Now the next thing to look at is for the USBs, which is this. And this is pretty well constructed, these USB ports. I mean, they don't look like the cheap ones that you would get from China. You know, literally. I mean, they're pretty decent, that's for sure. So there's as you can see, like a spot over here to mount them. So I'm looking at this, right? And of course, if we go to the manual ain't showing you how to mount dick as far as these USBs. They show you a picture, and like I said, see, this has nothing similarities as far as with this case whatsoever. Okay? So they left you in the dark again to try to assemble this, which is fine. Alright, I wasn't born yesterday. So, so we're going to be mounting this in, and there is, this one could go one way from what I'm seeing, because if I pull this out, like so, and I'm looking at this angle. Yep. This hole, there's a hole here. There's a hole here. Those holes are for these 2. So they only can go one way. So if I put it this way, see, it can't go anymore. So I got to match the hole to the hole. There we go. And that should be flush. Okay. So then I would have to screw it in this way. Okay. And then mount this on top of it. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Right? That works. So let's do that. Alright. Alright, so you need to tighten these 2 screws. There we go. Nice and tight. Perfect. Now, there's 2 screws here and 2 screws here.
Okay, perfect.
Right here. This is one, and...
Eso es para decir que yo ayudé.
Of course you're helping. Forget about
Eso es
it.
para decir que yo
You know?
ayudé.
Mothers can do great. Hey, go ahead. You're doing great. See, my mother can do this. That means anybody can do this, right? Uh-huh. There you go. Go ahead. You got this. You got these. Here.
Anyway, I try to learn.
Mm-hmm. Try to learn. You got it. You got it. Perfect. Don't worry. See? Mothers can do it. You can do it. There we go. Hey!
Hey!
Awesome. All right, so we got the switch in. Ooh, like the sound.
Wow, I love that
Right?
sound.
Look, and it has a good push, right? You feel like a good resistance of a push on these switches. Literally, which is great. So now that side is done, now we can put the cover back on, right? And you know which way you put the cover on, right? Because follow the logo. The logo's over in the bottom. So pretty much we want to match. There we go. So no, see, it clips right on. See? Look at that. Imagine that for $1,000 is just clip-ons, right? Look, could you imagine? There we go.
It's genius.
Look at that. Now, that's something that they need to add here on this manual, and maybe they should come out with a THW10 manual instead of a TH10A manual for the wrong case. Okay, literally, because this isn't the same case that this is.
It's a challenge.
A challenge, I would think so. So, and then also what's here is the switch panel. That's on the other side, which I'll show you. You need to have so much tape, man.
Yeah, that's the good tape.
You know, we'll just do that. You got 2 holes. Okay, so you can actually have it going this way in, over it, which would actually be on from the opposite side. You can actually seal it that way. You know, you'd be putting this on the opposite side, but just giving you a birdie shot that this would actually be closing this out. But we can't close it out just yet because we have a small, like positioning this in here, we have a very small narrow gap in here. So in case I need to protrude any wires of any kind, I can use it as my advantage. So I'm going to leave this pretty much almost last to assemble. But now what's actually left is the bays, the power supply tray, which is this. And here goes the power supply. So I was thinking of mounting the power supply at the top over here, so that way I got clear view for the 12-volt lane for the processor on the board up here. So let's mount that. As you can see, I'm about to give up on the manual anyway because the rest looks pretty much self-explanatory at this point. So this right here, I'm guessing it would actually go this way, but there's the 2 screws, and the 2 screws to mount this are actually, is that the battery? There's the 2 screws, and probably be like that. That way you can, this will mount and hold, give support to the power supply. Okay, so we're going to do that right now. And I'm going to put those screws. one. And these are Phillips thumb screws, so if you want to tighten it, you can. I mean, you don't have to tighten it so tight, but just enough of a snug. There we go. That's it. It's mounted. It's done. Now, it's also optional to get a second one if you wanted to, if you're going to mount like a second power supply. Okay, so which is a nice idea to have. If you want purely redundant power, you can actually do that. And then these tapes right here, so that the power supply doesn't jiggle or make any noise, controls vibration. That's what these are. Okay, so which I'll probably add at the time when we're about to install the power supply. So that's that. And now these are for the hard drive trays, which I'm going to leave on the side. And this is for the motherboard for the audio jacks and stuff for the front of the switch to use. I'm not going to use that just now. But these are the screws for this, for the front panels. This is for the side switch panel. These are extra screws for the motherboard. The bays. Power supply cover, which we can use for this one on the bottom. So I can use probably a third hand here. She's not coming out. Let's see.
Not bad.
I just need one to stick. There we go. Let's get the other one. And that worked. Yep. That worked. Now for the bottom one. And of course, for the folks that may want to put two power supplies, I guess they won't encounter this little dilemma. There we go. So now we have ourselves the panel installed back there. Okay, which is pretty cool. Now the next thing we got to do is take care of the front side of things. And of course, my favorite, okay, you know, do I need to say it? More tape.
Oh,
Right? More tape. But I'm calm. I had my Snickers. So I'm calm. More tape. I hate.
tape is good, man. Tape is good.
More tape. Really? Okay, never mind. Alright, so and these are thumb screws. Pretty awesome. So let me get this flush. I'll show you an inside shot in later once I get the first one on. I can show you when I mount the other one, the inside shot, but pretty much it would look like that. And I would have to thumb screw the inside. Here it is so far. This is the front shot. After mounting the 3 sets of fans, okay, in the front, which of course I had to stop because, as you can see, I was actually testing out not just the aesthetics, but the space placement for my fan controllers. Because from what I noticed is that having this radiator on top, it actually blocks my entry point altogether. So I can't even fit any fan controllers there as far as on the top. So what this made me question is, with this build, using a 3-fan setup in the front like this, vertical in one row, would it work? So then I decided to mount the radiator on the bottom as well. So this is the shot as far as showing the radiator being mounted on the top, okay? And I just placed just 3 fans temporarily on the top, just to see if I was able to close the lid on the top, which I can, which is a good thing. But as I said earlier, if you look at that, look at the entry point, see that? I really don't have much room. I don't have really a good clearance. So seeing that, I looked at the bottom and I said, you know what? Why don't we split these 3 fans? We could put a 140 on the top, vertical, and the other 2 on the bottom, which leaves us in the middle completely open. So I tried doing that on the other side. Okay, so looking at this in the front, as you can see where I placed the 3 bays, that's where I can actually install the 2 fan controllers and possibly a drive up there. I was thinking possibly, I don't know yet, but that's what I was thinking, and putting a 140 on top and 2 140s on the bottom left. Now I already ordered the cages from Case Labs, so I have to wait for them to arrive. Hopefully it's not going to take 3 months, and being that I may want to consider doing the same thing on the other side, so what I did was I ordered it from Case Labs and also from Amazon. I ordered them from both places. So whoever sends it to me first, hopefully if I can get it really soon, I can actually probably start working on the radiators tomorrow, as far as getting them flushed out and cleaned out, because as you can see, these are the radiators I'm actually putting on. I'm putting in OC Cool. These are 4-fan radiators for 140 millimeter fans, and these are the monster ones, okay? As you can actually see here, these are the monsters. OOOFAAAAA, I tell you, forget about it. Now as you can see there's still the blue stuff. I just put it on just to mount it to see how it would fit, and see if I have to do any modding whatsoever. But as of right now, as I'm looking at it, I'm looking at possibly making one side is going to be for the graphics cards, and the other side is going to be for the processor. Now, being that I'm running 2 1080s, it's going to generate a lot of heat. So I wanted to create 2 separate loops for this build altogether. Okay, it'll totally help with the heat dissipation. Also, they keep the temperatures low for the processor. I don't want to mix in the same heat from the video cards to the processor, because it's a Broadwell E processor, and I'm already pushing 4.6 gigahertz literally on my processor. So I really don't want to go over 80 degrees Celsius whatsoever, adding in more temperature from the video cards. So pretty much this is my layout. This is what I'm thinking of doing, and hopefully this weekend, as soon as I get the parts, I can give you guys another follow-up with this video. But for the meantime, I just wanted to give you guys, a heads up where I'm at right now. And as of right now, I'm on pause mode till I get these parts. I need a 2-fan bay here from Case Labs to put in, and a single one right on the top. And I ordered 2 sets, so that way I can actually do the same on this side as well. But in the meantime, I can actually get it going as it is. It's just I just want to get these cages is the only thing what I'm waiting for. But in the meantime, at least you guys already can see where I'm up to. Tonight I'm gonna probably start getting these radiators. I'm gonna remove these radiators. I have another 2 which is in here. I have to get them all cleaned up, so I'm gonna leave it overnight flushing out, and hopefully tomorrow I'll start shooting. I'll start installing the radiators, trying to get the final assembly done, and possibly get the board on there and start working on some pipe. So with that, I'm going to start letting you guys go. This is it for Project OOOFAAAAA, and stay tuned to the next video for the next part. Feel free to leave me a description down below. Thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't. But take care, live hard, and vape hard. Forget about it.